Next on the 5 o'clock report.
God was watching me.
Eradicate all forms of anti-Christian bias.
Pro-family, pro-life movement is trying to get its footing.
I'm not in a hurry to get to work.
It's not snow, it is ice.
Fire Elon Musk.
$20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
It's a testament to their bravery.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. A promise from the president.
We have to bring religion back. We have to bring it back much stronger.
Donald Trump said his faith grew stronger after his near assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania last year.
None of us knows exactly when our time on earth will be over. A few short months ago, God was watching me.
CBS reporter Nancy Cordes has more on the action the president plans to take for those of faith.
He said he's going to be signing an executive order later today directing his new Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to create a task force to immediately eradicate all forms of anti-Christian bias in the U.S. He said he's going to be creating a White House faith office. He insisted that religious freedom has been under attack.
Family Research Council's Tony Perkins warns it's going to take more than executive orders to protect religious freedom and the family for longer than a 4-year presidency in the U.S.
The pro-family, pro-life movement is, quite frankly, I think trying to get its footing. The overturn of Roe, the Dobbs decision, it's one of the things we prayed about, we worked for, but then when it came, wow, this happened. What happened is Donald Trump appointed pro-life justices, but, we have to realize where the real authority comes from. It comes from heaven.
Perkins says for Trump's executive orders to stick, they have to go through Congress and through the courts.
We had 11 governors run on very strong pro-life platforms, and they won. Now, Congress, kind of getting their footing on the issue, not able to talk about it, didn't do as well as some thought.
Highway speeds are back to normal in icy Pennsylvania. People had a rough go getting to work this morning.
Well, of course, they're always crazy drivers.
I'm not in a hurry to get to work. Never have been.
I turned my defroster on, got out with my scraper, and it took me about 25 minutes.
Central Pennsylvania was under a very rare ice storm warning, and some spots cataloged about a half-inch of it. PennDOT's Fritzy Schreffer says they lower highway speeds to save lives.
People think that they can still drive on it. It's not snow, it is ice. And everybody, including us, will slide on ice.
Next storm on the docket, Saturday. President Trump says old air traffic control equipment played a role in the death of 67 Americans in the plane collision in Washington, D.C. last week.
I think what is going to happen is we're all going to sit down and do a great computerized system for our control towers. Brand new, not pieced together, obsolete.
There were ice raids in Aurora, Colorado last night as our border control teams tried to take down the heavily armed and well-organized international TDA gang.
Please open the door. Please open the door. Policia.
Outside the door, protesters with bullhorns warning people to stay inside and not respond.
Get out of our community! Por favor, permanecer en silencio. No abre la puerta.
Every apartment that ICE entered was empty. Fox News asking one question.
Why does the community want the gang members to be able to safely harbor in some of these cities?
This is one of the town board members in Aurora.
One of the most scary things about Tren de Aragua is that they are much more organized than MS-13. I do believe here locally that they were tipped off. We have some activist groups that are going around and moving migrants around and telling them not to answer their doors.
Border Czar Tom Homan says warning criminal illegal immigrants will hurt border agents.
This isn't a game. When the operations get leaked like that, it puts our officers at great risk. It's already a dangerous job. We know TDA is dangerous. Everybody can agree to that. But when they get a heads up we're coming, it's only a matter of time before our officers are ambushed.
Kash Patel's nomination to head the FBI is being held up.
He expressed a lot of concerns about some of his past statements and positions with respect to January 6th, with regard to some of his online posts suggesting violence against elected officials.
Democrats forcing a delay. Democrats are getting more vocal against government spending cuts, and the man heading that project, Elon Musk.
We're here to say with one voice, fire Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
we've got a message for you. You will be fired.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says Musk is finding it all.
$6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything. And in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them.
24 hours from the president declaring women's sports as for women, there have already been major changes in 2 organizations. A little more from Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Within hours, the NCAA announced that they will be following with the president's federal policy. And by the way, we expect the Olympic Committee to do the same. 2028, the Olympics will be returning to the United States of America, and how wonderful it will be for women across the world to see the U.S. lead on this incredibly important and common sense issue.
And a planetary parade is on the way. Family Life's Bob Price reports.
Yes, Sarah, later this month, 7 planets, count them 7, will align at the same time in a rare celestial event on February 28th, the last day of the month. Those 7 planets will appear together in the night sky. Such an occasion won't happen again until the year 2040. Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, Neptune, Mercury, and Saturn will appear all in a row. Not all the planets will be visible, though, to the naked eye. You'll need binoculars to see Uranus and Neptune. Bob Price, Family Life News.
Still to come in the 5 o'clock report, rock salt is nearly out. A New York congresswoman threatened, and history in the making in tornado-hit Rome, New York. Those stories after weather with Kevin Williams.
For tonight, brisk winds and flurries and a few snow squalls in parts of western central New York and northwest Pennsylvania. Just a quick inch, maybe 2. Partly to mostly cloudy elsewhere, low temps 20s. Friday, fair amount of sunshine in central and eastern Pennsylvania. Variable clouds, windy elsewhere with flurries. Heavier lake snow accumulating several inches easily in spots north of Oneida Lake and east of Lake Ontario. High temps 20s and low 30s. Saturday, cloudy and area-wide snow will arrive late. That snow will continue with significant accumulations by Sunday morning in western and central New York. Farther south, snow with ice expected to continue into early Sunday morning before tapering.
Thank you, Kevin. Checking the stories, making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. With another storm on the way Saturday, rock salt is a big issue in the Empire State. There is a shortage due to supply problems at American Rock Salt, a massive mining facility in Mount Morris. And that's got smaller salt suppliers extra busy.
We're in the salt business, and it's been a little crazy the last few days.
Mike Seitz runs a rock salt business in Wayne County and says he can't keep up with the demand.
No place to get salt, and apparently we're the only ones in town right now that have it, so it's been a little nuts.
More than 150 trucks were lined up for salt at Seitz' place of business yesterday. Threats have prompted the closure of some area congressional offices. Details from Family Life's Mark Webster.
24th District Congresswoman Claudia Tenney has shut down her district offices in Canandaigua, Lockport, Oswego, and Watertown for what she says are violent threats against staffers. Tenney says she's appalled her staff had to contact law enforcement on 3 occasions due to violent threats against them. Her 24th district covers all or part of 14 counties from western New York to the North Country. She says she hopes to reopen those offices no later than Monday. Mark Webster, Family Life News.
A milestone for Rome, New York. Griffiths Air Base has been missing a historic B-52 bomber since a tornado knocked it off its concrete pedestal last summer. But Oneida County has allocated $150,000 to put the plane back on its proud perch. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti Jr.
An important landmark. This community's support to the U.S. military, the support in numerous conflicts that this country has been involved in.
Resident Cynthia Rogers-Witt tells WSYR her parents met at the air base in the 1950s when her future father was stationed there.
It's a testament to their bravery, their loyalty, and that they were here.
A crane is scheduled to hoist the 170,000-pound bomber back on its pedestal this coming Tuesday. Prison reform is a part of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's $50 billion state budget proposal. He wants to shut down 2 prisons across the Commonwealth. John Eckenrode with the Corrections Officers Association is not a fan.
Our individual prison population is going to increase. And anytime you put more inmates in the same area, violence increases.
John Hargraves with the Pennsylvania Prison Society thinks the closures are good, though, for the Commonwealth.
Well, some of the prisons need vast capital improvement, and this will be an opportunity to not do that, but just close that particular prison.
We'll know by next week which prisons will be closing. National Marriage Week begins tomorrow and continues until Valentine's Day. Our own Greg Gillespie sat down with podcaster and author Arlene Pellicane with tips on how to enhance your marriage. Let's listen in.
MarriageWeek.org. We have something brand new this year, and between February 7th and 14th, there is a live stream every evening that is completely free to help you in your marriage, and all you have to do is sign up and register. You know, you need help with your intimacy life or conflict or family of origin issues. And you can look and then watch the live streams that would help your marriage. So you sign up there at marriageweek.org.
Some of the folks are eavesdropping on this saying, wow, we're really struggling. We've got some distance between us. What's the message you'd have for them?
Yeah, that it's never too late. Right where you're at, you could do, like, let's pretend your marriage just got 1% better every week. That's just a small change. That's hey, let me give you a massage before you go to bed. Hey, let me listen to you without interrupting or without any judgment. Let me make your lunch for you. You seem like you're in a hurry. Just 1% better. And you'll be in a much different place a year from now. And talk to older mentor couples around you that have strong marriages, and don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it.
What are the challenges that are really hard these days?
There are a lot of things that are challenges. Social media is very distracting. And I think being child-centered, it starts as a good thing. Of course you want to take care of your children, but it's all about the kids' schedule. But instead of asking, wait a minute, before we do this new sport or activity, how is this going to impact our marriage?
You can subscribe, listen to, and share Faith Under Fire and all of Family Life's original podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or at familylife.org. Time next for tonight's market report brought to you by Faithward Advisors. Wall Street is closing with stocks mixed. At the final bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by 125 points to 44,747. The S&P 500 rose by 22 points to 6083, and the Nasdaq gained 99 points to 19,791. Faithward Advisors is a Christian financial planning firm online at faithwardadvisors.com.
Today, generosity lessons from the parable of the Good Samaritan. Hi, I'm Rob West with today's Faith and Finance Minute. These come to us from author Art Rayner in a post at faithfi.com. In Jesus' parable, a Samaritan helps an Israelite traveler who's been beaten and robbed. Art notes first that generosity can be inconvenient. Undoubtedly, the Samaritan man had things to do, but he stopped what he was doing to help someone else. Generosity isn't about making a financial deal. There's no hint that the Samaritan is hoping for a reward. Indeed, he's willing to spend even more for the traveler's care if necessary. Art says this kind of others-focused, open-handed generosity reflects the very love of God, and surely that's what we should all aspire to. Discover the best Christian financial articles, podcasts, and videos by visiting our website, faithfi.com, or by downloading FaithFi, Faith and Finance from your app store.
Coming up on the 5 o'clock report, how much would you pay for a transparent TV? You can see straight through one side to the other. We've got all the details after weather with Kevin Williams.
For tonight, brisk winds and turning colder, mainly cloudy with flurries. A touch of freezing drizzle this evening in places. Low temps 20s. Tomorrow, blustery cold. A good deal of sunshine emerging in central and eastern Pennsylvania. Variable clouds elsewhere with flurries from heavier lake snow east of Lake Ontario. High temps 20s and low 30s. Saturday, mainly cloudy. Look for an area-wide snow to arrive late in the day. Snow continuing Saturday night. Significant accumulations across New York. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain in Pennsylvania. Tapering then by Sunday morning. High temp Saturday, close to 30.
All right, Kevin, finally at 5, there is a transparent TV on display in Chicago. It is the first of its kind. LG's OLED T is 77 inches of 4K resolution that allows you to see straight through the screen.
This also has a backlight built in. So if you have it against a wall, there's a light you can turn on, and it illuminates the wall behind the TV to match the picture that's on the screen.
It could be used by companies, too.
Say you're on a train and you want to see what the next stop is. If your train has windows made of this type of technology, the train station can display that information right on the window.
The downside, that TV costs $60,000 a pop. And that's the world that we live in for Thursday, the 6th of February. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.